Commanders fans, Monday brought a whirlwind of roster moves, new faces in the secondary, a heartbreaking season-ending injury on the O-line, and Terry McLaurin just gained serious leverage in his contract standoff. We're breaking it all down. But first, smash that like button if you believe this team can weather the storm, and make sure you're subscribed so you never miss a second of this action-packed preseason. Sunday's workouts hinted changes were coming, and by Monday morning, the Commanders' front office had made it official. Linebacker Duke Riley's signing was announced, but that was just the beginning. Washington also added two cornerbacks, Essang Bassey and Antonio Hamilton, fresh off their tryouts. Bassey, just 26, has bounced around the AFC West with the Broncos and Chargers, racking up 43 appearances and 5 starts. He's fast, he's scrappy, and he's expected to fight for a spot on special teams. Then there's Hamilton, a 9-year vet with stops in Kansas City, New York, and most recently Arizona, where he started 9 games last season. With 118 career games, not 190, that was a typo in the original reporting, Hamilton brings steady hands and veteran savvy to a secondary that's still taking shape under defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr. Of course, new signings mean tough cuts. Washington waived edge rusher Viliami Fehoko, cornerback Alan George, and linebacker Dominique Hampton. Hampton's release raises eyebrows. He was just a 5th-round pick last year and made 1 appearance as a rookie. All 3 now hit waivers and could become free agents if unclaimed. And here's the gut punch. Offensive tackle Lucas Niang, signed this summer to bolster depth, was placed on injured reserve after tearing his ACL in Friday's preseason opener against New England. Dan Quinn confirmed the news, and it means Niang's season is over before it really began. Niang was penciled in as a backup behind Laramie Tunsil, Andrew Wiley, and rookie Josh Connerly Jr. But now Adam Peters will have to decide if internal options can step up or if a late summer signing is on the horizon. Protecting Jayden Daniels is priority number 1, and losing Niang takes away one of the safety nets. Also heading to IR is cornerback, special teamer Kevon Seymour, another depth loss that could sting as the season wears on. Now let's talk about the other headline coming out of Friday's 48-18 loss to the Patriots. Terry McLaurin's leverage just skyrocketed. Before the game, McLaurin's contract talk seemed to have cooled. He's 29, entering the final year of his deal, and the market for receivers his age isn't exactly exploding. In fact, some believed Courtland Sutton's July extension with the Broncos had actually cost McLaurin millions in negotiations. But then the Patriots game happened. And with McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, and Noah Brown sitting out, Washington's receivers had a chance to prove they could hold down the fort. Instead, they combined for just 3 catches for 13 yards among Luke McCaffrey, Chris Moore, and KJ Osborne. Rookie UDFA Ja'Cory Brooks led the team with 5 grabs for 59 yards. Solid for him, but hardly the statement the group needed. Dropped. Passes, sloppy routes, no separation. It was a rough night for the depth guys. And it made one thing crystal clear. Without McLaurin, this offense looks like a shadow of itself. Adam Peters and Dan Quinn now have 2 fires to put out, shoring up depth on the offensive line and secondary after the IR moves. Resolving. McLaurin's contract standoff before Week 1, because here's the reality. Jayden Daniels needs time in the pocket and a trusted WR1 to build chemistry with. Every preseason rep without McLaurin is a missed opportunity. The Patriots' loss wasn't just a scoreboard embarrassment. It exposed exactly where this team is thin. And if Peters doesn't act now, those holes could become craters by midseason. Expect to see more roster churn in the coming days. Peters isn't afraid to be aggressive, and with final cuts approaching, there will be plenty of veterans hitting the market. As for McLaurin, the Commanders may have to bite the bullet, as some insiders are putting it, and give him a deal that beats Sutton's. Because if the preseason is any indication, this offense without Terry isn't scaring anyone. The Commanders spent the entire offseason rebuilding their roster. And on paper, the offensive line was supposed to be one of the team's strengths. But injuries and uncertainty are threatening to turn that strength into a liability. When asked Monday if he was concerned about not having his starting five together yet, Dan Quinn didn't sugarcoat it. "Yeah, there's concern," he told reporters. Quinn pointed out the obvious but critical factor. Offensive lines are built on chemistry, and chemistry takes reps. Without those reps, you lose the non-verbal cues that come from working side by side every day. He compared it to finding a rhythm with a teammate. You just know what they're going to do before they do it. That rhythm? Washington hasn't seen it yet this summer. Right now, the unit is already missing two key pieces. First, Sam Cosmi, the versatile blocker who tore his ACL in January, is ahead of schedule in rehab, but his Week 1 status is still up in the air. Quinn says it's not off the table, but there's no guarantee he's ready to go when the Commanders face their season opener. Then there's Brandon Coleman, the newly converted left guard. Coleman, who made the switch from tackle this offseason, suffered an undisclosed injury last week and didn't travel with the team to New England. We'll get an update Tuesday, but every day he misses is another day he's not building that vital connection with Laremy Tunsil on the left side and Tyler Biadasz in the middle. It's not just about missing practice, it's about missed chemistry. With so many new faces up front, the offensive line needs live reps together to develop trust and timing. Jayden Daniels is already adjusting to the speed of the NFL, and the last thing a rookie QB needs is an unstable pocket. Quinn understands that injuries happen. He even pointed out that in today's NFL, with longer seasons and more games, having the same starting five all year is rare. "I welcome the different combinations," he said, noting that it forces backups to get valuable reps. But even he knows there's a difference between preparing for depth and starting the season without. Your best unit ready. We saw this movie last year. Rotations, injuries, and makeshift lineups became the norm. The front office responded by upgrading the talent and adding starters who double as strong depth pieces. On paper, the depth is much better than 2024, but there's no substitute for seeing the starting five work as a unit before the real games begin. For now, Washington fans will have to hope Cosmi's recovery stays on track, Coleman's injury isn't serious, and the rest of the group stays healthy through the preseason grind. Because if this problem lingers into September, Daniels' rookie campaign could get a lot more complicated. Commanders fans, you've got a lot to chew on. New CBs in the building, Niang's season-ending injury, and McLaurin's growing leverage. What's your priority if you're Adam Peters? Find another tackle, or end the McLaurin holdout now? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like if you want this front office to stay aggressive, and subscribe so you're locked in for every twist between now and Week 1. This is Commanders HQ, where the roster battles are just as intense as game day.